We finally have a raid auto launcher in Marvel Strike Force. There's a new season of Cosmic Crucible and everything else that is coming in Update 7.3 we're discussing in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. This week, I am joined by my brother from the dark side, Mr. Hartgrave. I don't know if you're ready for it. Mr. Hartgrave, let him know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I'm ValleyFlyin. It is update week. There's a lot going on in Marvel Strike Force for update 7.3. We have a raid auto launcher coming in this update. We have a new JARVIS feature coming in this update. We got some bugs to discuss, and there's a lot of good stuff, including some events and some new characters coming. And we're discussing it all in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update this week. And I am discussing it all with my brother, Mr. Hartgrave. Welcome back, Mr. Hartgrave. How are you?
Doing well, Valley. Good to be back on the show.
I'm glad to have you back. We did a nice video the other day on the test server, Secret Defenders in Arena. How are you enjoying Update 7.3 so far?
I'm not. I don't know.
No?
There's not much for me right now. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. Like, absolutely. You can't see it in the shot right now, but I have a life-sized Robbie Reyes sitting.
Look, it's in your shot. It's in your shot. It's right there.
Right there. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. I got the Funko Pop over here, Robbie Reyes. I'm just a big, and this was before Marvel Strike Force that I own this. I'm just really a big fan of Ghost Rider in general. Yeah, that's super awesome. Animation looks really cool. Some people are goofing that like his car takes up like the whole screen. If you look at him in there, I love it. I'm like, yeah, more car, more flaming car. This game
got a lot of damage, my friend. Dude, were you surprised at all the damage he was doing on that test server? I think your test had a 3 gold star Ghost Rider, and he's still smashing like these 7 red, 7 gold star characters. It is insane.
Yeah, it's super exciting. That trio of Black Cat, Miss Marvel, Hardlight, and Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes, that's what I'm excited about. So the part that's getting me down is on launch, we have, I keep blanking on her name because it's so close to Polaris, and I don't want to say Polaris.
Photon.
We have Photon. Who isn't a new character. She's been around for a while in the Marvel universe, but we have Photon, and I put out a video today on that. If you want to see on my channel, I'm just not impressed. I'm not
impressed with their kit. Not impressed with the character coming to the game. What do you mean not impressed? The kit?
The kit. What she does. It's not.
Oh, that's fine.
And I feel like her, and I'm also disappointed about the Doctor Strange rework not being more exciting. He's the Scarlet Witch of the team, so that's always good.
But the good thing about Doctor Strange is not like we have to put all the gear into him like we did for Scarlet Witch. So if you want to, you can, but you don't need to. Like, there's no big chase for super-skrull that we need to build up Doctor Strange for. So if you want to, cool. If you don't, then cool. I think he might be relevant in the arena meta on defense, but I'm not sure if you need him on offense. But you know what else is back? All the good things that we got in this update and some disappointing things. But do you know what is back that I've missed, I haven't seen for a long time?
Now, I don't think it's with Loki this time, right?
It's not with Loki. It is T-posing. The T-posing is back. Loki, President Loki was the culprit of this before. It looks like it's Iron Fist World War II. I thought they were supposed to upgrade the skills sections of the raids. You know what happened when I went into the skill sections today?
You just
I hit Sim with that first note and I lost for the first time in a long time. So I'm glad that they made it easier because I was worried that the percentage would be lower, but yeah, we lost for the first time. Have you experienced this T-pose bug? Are you doing these manually or are you just simming these?
Yeah, I'm still doing them manually. We're on the 1.5 now, so I don't know how much I trust the sim even at that level. Maybe at a lower level it might work out. And now I'm worried that my guys are going to T-pose out on me. Maybe that's what's happening when you sim. Maybe they all T-posed.
Maybe. I'm not sure what is causing it, but the devs are aware of this. I think they're looking for what is causing this as well. So if you know what exactly causes it, let us know. We'll pass it on to the devs. But there's some other weird things going on before we get to all the good stuff in this update. He is supposed to get an update. He's supposed to be a war defense character, part of the new Avengers. if we look, he doesn't have a new Avengers tag yet. He will be getting that later in this update. We'll be getting kits for the rest of these new Avengers later in this update. But his kit did get sort of updated. Look at these bonus attacks here. Attacking 0 times for 0 damage. People are wondering what is going on. He applies 0 disruption for 0 turns, trauma for 0 turns, 0 per next focus. Now, this is reminiscent of what we saw with Beta Ray build for a little while before he's got his updates. So I'm guessing they're upgrading this in the background. I'm not sure if Coulson's stats are all screwed up too, but I guess this is not super bad, right, Mr. Hartgrave? You're saying that this is not the worst thing.
Yeah, at least no one's actually using the thing. So
exactly. I don't think I've used him for a long time. Maybe in Blitz, but outside of that game mode, I don't think I've used him at all. So this isn't the worst bug. But yeah, if you're someone that's using Thing right now, he may not be working properly until he gets his full update established in the game. All right, but you know what else we are getting in this update? We talked about it in yesterday's video. Super excited for Alliance leaders, Alliance captains. The raid auto launcher. Now, I thought this would be available right at launch. It's not in the game yet. Some people are suspecting it's going to be here for the new raid season. How exciting is this for you? I know back in the day, a long time ago, years and years ago, you were the alliance leader of my alliance. You're still an alliance leader. How exciting is this for you? How much time is this going to save you?
It's not so much the time. I mean, I'm pretty well programmed. I log in when the raid ends and I just launch the new one, and I've been doing that for years. However, there always is that one day every couple of months where I'm just not available when the raid is supposed to be launched, and no one else and everyone else is accustomed to me doing it, and then it doesn't get done. And then if we're doing like I was saying, we were doing the 1.5, the incursion 1.5. It's a very hard raid. We're not hitting 100% on it, so we can't fix our time. So like right now, our raid is like stuck at like 9 o'clock or something, and I prefer it to launch at like 8 or 7. And there's really no way for us to get back there. So this is great.
There is a way. You could drop down 100% the rate and then get your time set to where, you're just closing your eyes. You don't like that idea?
No. We're not losing those. We're going to suffer through it is what we're going to do.
All right. Well, you do have an option if you want to fix the time. But I guess the more rewards are more important than the timing. But I guess you don't have to log in now. This is a great thing. I know people were asking for this a while. This coupled with the raid keys that we got last update, I think both of these are very, very good. When do you think this is going to come to the game? When do you think this is actually be launched? Do you think it's going to be the new raid season? I think it's this Sunday when it's launched, or sometime later down the road.
Sure. This raid season sounds really good. I mean, why not? I mean, we look
that big time Spider-Man unlock and then start to auto launch some raids.
Why isn't it in the game right now? I can see
that was very, very confusing.
It's right there.
That was very confusing. Is it in the game now?
Maybe. Let us know down in the comments.
Is it in your game?
I don't think it's in my game.
It's not in my game. I didn't see it there. But I'm not Alliance leader. Yeah, this is my game right now. It's not there right now, but it was there on the test server, even though I'm not a leader on the test server. So hopefully it's there very soon. Now we're getting another update. This is great for casual players. This is great for new players. This is JARVIS update. Now this is a screenshot from the Strike Time episode. We weren't able to show the screenshots from the test server because they said it's not finalized yet. But this is going to affect ISO 8. This is going to affect your T4s. This is going to affect your team building. I think this is great. So now instead of having to cross-reference going to marvelstrikeforce.com, then go back to your game to figure out what is the best ISO 8s, what's the rest of the community view, it's all in game. So I like this. They're supposed to be taking the data from this. Now for more hardcore players, you probably already have this figured out. But this is great for casual players that don't want to log into extra websites, newer players that don't know about some of this stuff. What do you think about some of these features?
Yeah, I would really be wary of this. If you're playing at a high level, I wouldn't use this at all. I would, use my resources and the things that I say. As I think about it more. Well, here's the problem. Okay, this accesses aggregate data website. So if the general consensus is wrong, then you are going to be wrong as well. And the good news is no matter how wrong you are, I don't believe
everybody's wrong. So you're not at a disadvantage.
And I don't think it matters that much. Your isotope don't really matter that much.
For certain characters, dude, I'll push back in your litter. Certain times it does.
But those everybody has right. So that's why this is okay, because most of the ones that are agreed upon are fine. And then the ones where there is some debate, it's okay because it doesn't really matter. Like whether you have striker, skirmisher, or raider on your Morgan Le Fay, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. They all work just fine. So
some are more effective in certain game modes against certain matchups and things like that. But yeah, she's a good character. You might need skirmisher for some more focus in certain instances. You might need that extra tap from a striker. You might need more vulnerables from the crits. But yeah, in general, a lot of these don't matter except for certain characters. But I think this is a great resource, great for casual players that aren't hardcore and looking for the most optimal. They're just looking, all right, what is something pretty good? That's what you get with this. The T4s, the ISO 8s, and team building. So I like this. I like this. Anything that can make the new player experience better is great. And the casual experience better as well. There's a little controversy, Mr. Hartgrave, and I think you could speak to this very well. Now, when we got our envoy notes for what is coming into the patch, it had a lot more information than this. It said that the war replays were going away, no longer available for enemy battles, and that was because of the request and the player's voice movement. Got some pushback from Beta Ray Bill, the top collection powered player in the game, one of the leaders of the player's voice movement, and he said that's not accurate, but you could speak to that as well. What is inaccurate about the player's voice movement causing this and just this being gone? What has happened with this?
Yeah, I don't know about what was going on with the player's voice movement in connection to this, but I do know there was a very lengthy conversation on the Envoy server that I was involved in on this, where it was being floated that, hey, we're just gonna let's say I'm gonna speculate that there was maybe it was suggested that as a rumor that
you're really covering your butt here, man. You're like the speculation rumor. All right, what is it? What happened? I don't think I was there in the conversation.
Let's say it was thrown out into the ether that perhaps all of the replays were going to be removed from the entire game forever, right? And I was saying...
Now, before you continue, I think they were gone because of a bug. Yeah. And instead of returning, this is what is happening. So, all right, continue. Sorry.
Yes. So something of that nature. And what I was saying is it's actually super, super helpful for me as a content creator to have replays in Cosmic Crucible to be able to do my own replays. Because sometimes, and I know it's helpful for the players as well, to be able to review your own attacks.
Yes.
Review your own attacks in war.
And that is staying, according to this.
And on the flip side, the problem with replays is when you're able to replay the opposing side, the enemy attacks, Cosmic Crucible, the enemy attacks in war, you're looking at the other guy's hand, right? You're playing poker and you're basically just peeking over at the other guy's cards. Yeah. Now, there are some people that see it this way and some people that don't see it this way, but it could be considered an unfair advantage, and I do have to agree with that. And that's what we're seeing. So we're seeing replays are coming back for your side of the board, or Alliance and yourself in Cosmic Crucible. But we are no longer going to be able to peek at the other side now, which I feel is fair.
Okay, yeah, I didn't really use them before. I didn't notice when they were gone because of the bug, and I'm probably still not going to use them. So for me personally, this doesn't affect either way, but I know a lot of people are really passionate about this. They're way more into war than I am, and some people were up in arms like, hey, where's our replays going away? Well, it's enemy battles, which is kind of, I know a lot of people use that to use, and I think this helps hardcore players so that they're not giving their hand away, but this hurts casual players a lot. It's like, oh, what do I do to beat this? I don't know. Let's go see what our opponent did. So, but you know what the added benefit is? You got to watch more content creators if you don't know how to beat these other teams. So it's benefit for us, Mr. Hartgrave, but yeah, it sucks for casual players. Because
I mean, here's the thing: it just speeds up the meta. All it does, it speeds up the meta because you're going to find this stuff out eventually, anyways, right?
From the content creators, we'll play it for you guys. Yeah,
the content creators or your own trial and error, right?
Yes,
but all it does is it brings us up to a point where we're going to get to anyways. It just does it faster when we're able to kind of see the meta unfold on both sides. then we push ourselves up to where, you know, everything is kind of evened out. Everyone's using the same defense. Everyone's using the same offense. So everybody seems to want, you know, greater theory crafting. Maybe it is for the best that we're not able to see. You can just, if you can't see the enemy's attacks, then that meta will move a little slower, and there'll be more of a, you know, you'll have to theory craft a little more to get there instead of just, you know, looking at it.
All right. Oh, just wanted to make it clear, the player's voice, they did not vote on this. This was not done. It's not in the blog post, but it was in our preview notes that a lot of us shared, but that apparently was not accurate there. So the wording of there is right. The wording of the actual blog post is correct. Now, next thing I want to talk about, Mr. Hartgrave, is this Defender of Valhalla, the Vahl month-long milestone event. There was some worry by a lot of people that will we be able to finish it? Because initially, if we look at the point calculations, there was not enough points to finish this. They added more points. I finished this a few days ago. Did you finish this a few days ago?
Yeah, I did. So there were definitely enough points for me. I'm an extremely engaged player, though. So, you know, I'm not best barometer of whether it's completable. I didn't spend any money to complete
that's what it should be, though. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
You should be able to grind. And there was one really grindy Blitz event that if you didn't complete, you probably wouldn't get this. But if you were willing to grind, like always, you were able to get this. So I hope everybody that grinded, everybody that put the time into this got the event, whether you spent or not. So that's good that they were able to do that.
There were some more points injected in at the end. They're on the free claims right now on the website.
Yes.
And that was whenever I see that events are super grindy, like as a lot of people know, I get the math a little early. And then I will inform them. I'm like, I'll quickly run the numbers. I usually do it at like midnight, 1 a.m. And I'll be like, wow, this is like really, like, I'm super engaged, but like I'm going to have to be super engaged. And that's what I said about the Blitz event. I was like, this is really overboard, like 8 rotations a day for 7 days, kind of overboard to get the free items. And that's when we start talking about maybe, you know, injecting some extra points in.
Yeah, I've started to do that. I don't do that at midnight that we get it, but I do it before the video comes out. And I've noticed some of the events weren't calculated correctly. And yeah, we do push back on Archangel, say, hey, this is not right. Is this the correct information? And sometimes it's like, yes. And we're like, no, that's not correct. You got to adjust the points even more. This is not going to be completable. And sometimes it's like, no, this one is supposed to be hard and grindy, or there's something else coming out. But yeah, we look at these numbers a lot. And yeah, it's a good thing that they react. Sometimes they react like a week later, something does. So I wish they would react a little sooner.
The intention has always been, since these monthly events have come out, that you are supposed to be able to get down to the bottom of this free to play. There's not supposed to be any money involved to get down to the bottom of this. So you have to be highly engaged. And some of these events, they do expect 200 cores a day out of you because they know that you earn about 200 cores a day free to play. Yeah. That's not a secret to them. So there is that. But these have been free to play for the history of these events. And that's why I still like the monthly event. I think it's good.
I think a lot of people were worried. I was worried. Is this going to be the first time we're not going to be able to complete this free to play? There's going to be some rage. There's going to be people quitting. I'm glad they handled it though.
I always ring bells. I'm like, is this it? Is this the first? We definitely get freaked out. And then it seems like historically what they do is they throw in a bunch of extra points at the end and they're like, oh, no, you're supposed to get it. Don't worry.
Yeah, in this month-long milestone event, there's usually supposed to be one really hard one. That was the Blitz event. And the rest should be pretty easy to complete. I like the rest of the events that we've had this week. I think both of these, the Realm Raider, Stellar Stand, have both done very, very well. There was multiple ways to earn the points, and there was a lot of surplus as well. So I think both of those were good.
You know what I'd like to see them do? You know how they do for the battle passes, right? When the day they start, they give us like a good extra amount of like buffer points. They should do that with the monthly event. When the monthly event starts, they should just like toss us 50,000 points and be like, the monthly event started. Here you go. Kick it off.
Oh, that would be good. So before we move on to the next event looks really, really good. But before we go on to this, we got some shards for Vahl. The rest of these are in Orbs. How did you do for Vahl? How many stars did you end up getting? And did you purchase an offer for her? Is that free to play or is that with the purchase?
I actually did purchase an offer for Vahl. So I'm pushing up against 5 stars, but I think a lot of people ended up either close to 4 stars or with the 4-star if they were free to play on it.
I ended up getting almost 5 stars. I'm about 26 shards away. I did buy 24 shards away. I did buy one offer for her and do the event. I didn't get so lucky with the orbs there, but
slow down a moment. That Vahl didn't have a helmet. Is that a new option?
That is a new option, yes. So that is one of the things we got for Vahl. To take off the helmet for the male, the non-binary, and the female. So we got more options. That is something new in this update as well. I forgot about that. I like my Vahl without a helmet. That was my major problem with the character. It was the helmet just looked weird. Now we can take it off. So
that's amazing.
And sometimes I guess she disappears.
No, I think it's a way cooler design without the helmet. I like the face paint. Face paint.
This looks really good. I like her character design now. I didn't like it with the helmet. The helmet looked weird, so I'm glad it's gone. All right, and moving on to the next month-long milestone event, it is for Sylvie, and just like with Vahl, we got a lot of these front-loaded Sylvie shards here, which is good. And something that you mentioned before we started recording is it's going to allow us to do the challenge, the Biofrost Showcase event. How great is that?
It's good. I'm glad that they stick to that. I'd prefer that they had the free-to-play release before the showcase is launched, but I do like that they have stuck to getting us the free-to-play unlocks before the showcases are gone. So at least we can go collect the free tier 17s that are on there. And for those that are to get too worked up about it, also keep in mind the drop rates are miserable on that challenge mode. So there's really not a lot of tier 17s that you get past first time completion.
Some free gold. You get some free gold.
Yeah.
You get a T17 every now and then, but it ain't great. But do you think it's worth grinding up for the next incursion event or for the next level of the incursion event to get these bonus tier, to get these ISO 8 level 5s, now that more of the Biofrost team is closer to that 5-star for free-to-play players?
Yeah, it depends on where you're at with Apocalypse, I think. For me, I did end up spending $30 to get my invaders up to 5 stars. I had a lot of orbs saved up, and I got very lucky with them, and I had to drop 30 bucks. But that basically got me empowered Apocalypse like months before anyone else.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. It was kind of, was it worth 30 bucks? I don't know.
I would say so, yeah, because it gave you your invaders and your empowered Apocalypse. So
it's all right.
I got a couple weeks ago, and it's made a major difference for me. So I think it had empowered Apocalypse is worth 30 bucks. Now people are saying it's about $300 for this one. I'm not sure if it's worth $300, but if you could get it for minimal spending and get these challenges, I do think it is worth it. Now let's go back to this TVA event because there's some good stuff here. Now it is a little confusing. It's a little different than we've had before. So let's go see what it says here. Now, gonna get these Sylvie shards, and it's gonna use these reset charges. So each time you earn these reset charges, you can take it to a TVA Gift Shop. There, you use the reset receptacle, turn those charges into TVA gift cards that can be spent in the event store. I think that is good. And now for Loki, the costume for Loki, you need to do 6 of these. The 6th receptacle, you get the Loki costume, which looks very, very good in the game. And at the end, if we go back to these milestones here, all the way at the bottom, once you complete these, and hopefully this is not the first one that's not completable free to play, you get this cool Sylvie costume as well. So costumes just by doing the monthly event, I think that is a great release method for these costumes. I am looking forward to these events, and I'm looking forward to using the gift shop, seeing what is in the store. What are you expecting to be in the store, Mr. Hartgrave?
I'm hoping it's like the other event stores with some really good shards and some gear. The event stores have really been great. They took a real turning point. I think the event stores went away. The old event stores were hot garbage. I never liked them. I know some people were fans of them, but I thought they were really super misleading. But the new event stores that started up, I think, I don't know, it's like somewhere midpoint last year, have been really, really great. Just lots of shards and lots of gear, tier 18s, like everything you want is in there. And there really is a lot of player agency, and they're very cool.
I think the last time we've had a store, we talked about it as well. And there's a lot of great stuff in that last store. So I'm looking forward to this one. They say there's going to be some character shards here, T4 abilities, other rewards of your choice. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing what is in the store. Now, we also have, in addition to this TVA event, we're getting our first opportunity to earn some of those reset charges here. And if you look where we need, milestone 7 is the first reset charge, and all the way down to milestone 18 is the next one. So those are 2 of the 6 you need for that Loki costume. You're gonna need to spend some power cords. You're gonna need to spend some campaign energy to earn these soul tribute orbs. And that is it. What do you think of this event?
I don't know, because it's not, we don't know how many points you're going to get per node. And is it going to be at the rate of like 1-to-1? So for every one energy, you're basically getting one, fragment, or is it going to be at those exploded rates that we saw last time where it's 1 for 10? Are we going to know when the event starts? Are we going to know halfway through it? It's very hard to say right now.
Yeah, this normally I do the calculations on these events and figure out what we're missing. I didn't do this one because we had so many other things in the blog, so I didn't get to this one.
I do have a estimate. If it's kind of like at 1-to-1, right? I'm kind of thinking 1-to-1. Then I think we're going to be looking at 44,000 is what we're going to get if we're spending like 1,000 energy a day. That's kind of like a rough estimate.
That gets you to this bare minimum of both these research charges. So that's not the worst if it's 1-to-1. I did like it at 1-to-8 last time though, so hopefully it's even more. That I think that will, if 1-to-1 gets us this milestone event, I think it's going to be 1-to-1, like you're saying. I think they want us to get to milestone 18. Anything after that is going to be very tough to get. So.
And I think I might actually be, I think I was actually assuming that we might actually get 2 for 1. I think that puts us there. I think I was being hopeful that would put us there at 44 and make those reset charges.
Well, if it is 1-to-1, I think we're going to get some pushback, and hopefully they change it right away like they did last time. They changed that other one from 1-to-1 to 1-to-8 very quickly. So if these events, it doesn't calculate, I hope they fix it right away. Now, there is a web milestone associated with this, a variant hunt web milestone. And for this, you're going to need to do raid attacks. This looks pretty easy, actually. So hopefully the rest of the event is easy, and we get both of these meta items there. Now, one of the more exciting things that we got in this update that I've been looking forward to for a while is this stuff, the new Cosmic Crucible rules. All right, before we get into these new rules, did you enjoy season 3?
I enjoyed season 3 to a point. And I think I stopped recording it when I stopped enjoying it. And I stopped recording it about, maybe a month ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. I just kind of stopped making any recordings about it because everything became very much the same. Just really got to a point where all the attacks were just the same. There was nothing going on, and it's become very, very dull. So I'm really glad it's ending sooner rather than later.
I just got to say, this Cosmic Crucible is a lot better with Apocalypse, big boy Apocalypse, and it's not, it's a lot harder without him. So I've had the big boy Apocalypse of the past 2 Cosmic Crucible season. It's went very well. So a little disappointed that it's ending, but I'm glad we get more theory crafting, and I'm gonna have to do a lot more thinking in the morning. And I've always enjoyed Cosmic Crucible ever since I started playing it with the Valley Club in the morning on stream. It's been a very enjoyable experience. I'm not sure how much I would enjoy it if I wasn't playing with everybody, but new rooms. Let's talk about these. The global rooms, or the global rules, offense, defense, multiverse of warriors. You're getting more offense for the new warriors, crit chance, crit damage, attacking enemy blind. You're getting regeneration, and all characters on defense getting more health, more damage. I like that they've opened this up. You're not limiting, you're not nerfing the Gamma teams, you're not nerfing the Darkhold teams, you're not nerfing Dormammu and other characters. I like that they're giving openness. You're just giving some offensive bonus. So what do you think of the global rules, Mr. Hartgrave?
Global rules are good. Yeah, I like that we're not nerfing stuff anymore and just putting some extra attack power on the new warriors.
Yes. All right, so we got a bunch of new rooms. All of them look pretty, like you could use whatever team. Now they're this raid one, stage 2, where on offense and defense, room counts as a raid could be pretty challenging. I know the Rebirth team has some pretty good bonuses there. It could be very, very challenging here. I think with room 1, with the Raider characters, Striker characters, you could use a lot of different things there. So that looks like an open room, and I like that it's open. Allows more theory crafting. Cosmic hero characters are gaining some bonuses in room 3. Offense, defense, if a character has taunt, getting some offense up, and with offense up, you're gaining assist. This doesn't look like too much, so I think you could put whatever team in that one. This stage 5 looks very interesting. Mutant Spiders. Hero mutant characters are going to count as Astonishing X-Men, Unlimited X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Spider-Verse are going to count as Tangled and Web Wars. This looks like a crazy room. So I see 2 crazy rooms, and this one looks like a fun room, this stage 6. Special release costs 2 less to use. Ultimate release costs 2 less to use. What is your like most favorite room that you're looking forward to? Like, that's going to be a fun room. And what is the room that you're dreading?
I think the most interesting room on here is the one that enables all the raid tags. Because not only does it open it up for the raid team, but I'm wondering if there is some potential there to mix some raid characters in of
possibly
overpowered raid abilities that you would not normally be able to mix, because now we have trait sections on the raids.
Yeah.
So we can't mix up. We can't make the best raid team.
Ooh,
but maybe
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun room.
I think so.
I'm looking forward to seeing what people are going to use on defense and then what I'm going to be using in offense in this room. The one that makes me the most hesitant is this stage 5 or Human Mutants and Astonishing X-Men, Unlimited X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Spider-Verse characters are going to get the Tangle Web and Web Warrior tag. I think we're going to see a lot of Weavers on defense and a few other characters. That one looks the most painful thing. But overall, I think this is looking very, very fun. Now, the other question I wanted to ask about Cosmic Crucible, every season would have had a league drop. So if you're in like Masters 1, you drop down 1. They haven't mentioned anything about that yet, but I think they think it's like assumed that we're having that drop. Do you think they're actually going to get that drop, or because it's not mentioned that we might not get that league drop this season?
I mean, no one knows. I don't even think they know. I mean, they might intend to make the drop and then not do the drop, or they might give us all a raise. Who knows? It's random.
My hope is that this was a shortened season. Hopefully they don't drop it. But like I said, maybe they don't know. Maybe they'll decide on Sunday evening, late Sunday evening, like, oh yeah, we forgot to drop them. We forgot to mention that. Why don't we put a blog post that we're dropping everybody? Hopefully they don't. But I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah, I guess you don't like to get dropped because it's less rewards, right?
Less rewards, yeah. And then I got to grind up again. I've grinded up to Masters 1 like many, many times because I've dropped down to Diamond, moved to Masters every season. And guess where I'm right now? I'm in Masters, which means I drop, I'm back down to Diamond. So it's like, I don't really gain a lot of progress between seasons. Yeah,
there's only so much you can do. I mean, there's only really so much you can do unless you're dropping like mad cash on the game, right? Like
or you're just really good and going 3-0 every single week and just smashing everybody.
Possible.
It's possible, but that's not me.
Yeah.
All right. We got a new character coming today, Photon. You mentioned her before as a character that's very, very disappointing.
I think so.
Where is she going to be used, and why are you just disappointed in her?
Yeah, I just don't. She's not part of the core 3. The secret defenders
for offense, for arena offense, arena defense, not part of the core 3. But war, she might have some bonuses in war.
Oh my god, I tried to use Photon with A-Force, and I got a video on it, and I curse a lot in that video. It just did not go right. It's not what you want it to be. If you A-Force.
Well, A-Force traditionally would take out the Young Avengers if you pair Doom as that 5th. Can they at least do that? Can you at least do what they were doing before and just move Doom to a different team, or they are not even capable of that with Photon?
I assume that they can still do that if they're doing that for you with Photon. However, I would ask, why just keep using Doom? But they struggled on a Heroes for Hire, which was pretty sad. Like, punch across Heroes for Hire attack was, and
that's not supposed to happen.
No, it just wasn't right. And it's going to depend on how much you've already invested into your A-Force. But I break down in that video like how much it would cost to actually get your A-Force up to the point where it could actually theoretically take down a Gamma. And we're looking at like 30-40 million gold, ability materials, and tier 4s. Like, when Secret Defenders as a full team is going to apparently drop Gamma as well. Yeah. So just that.
Is there any value for players that are looking to build? Or obviously it doesn't sound like she's that great in war. We tested her in arena. She looks like she's maybe not part of that core 3, but looks like she's necessary part of that Secret Defenders and maybe another character for the 5th. Where do you see her value being, or is she a totally skippable character in your opinion?
I'm not going to say she's totally skippable. I'll take her up to a point. I don't think she's going to be someone I want to take into Dark Dimension 6. Whereas the core 3, Black Cat, Ghost Rider, and Miss Marvel, taken them into Dark Dimension 6. I believe they're worthy of a tier 18, like 100%. Whereas Photon and definitely Doctor Strange. I don't think there's any argument that you're not taking Doctor Strange into Dark Dimension 6.
I'm not taking him.
Photon
but I might build them up for war defense based on what we saw on the test server. Maybe.
I don't think the meta is going to shake out that way. I mean, we thought that with Darkhold for the longest time too. We were like, oh, Scarlet Witch is still really good on defense, but then everybody just starts dropping in Apocalypse, and you just start finding out, oh, this isn't working. I think that's what's going to happen with super-skrull. So once super-skrull comes in, which is going to be a minute, but you might suffer if you don't build Photon immediately, and I might be forced to do that on my account. But I think for a lot of people, if you skip Photon, if you skip Doctor Strange, in the long run, you're not going to hurt for it. You're going to find that your resources can go better places.
That makes sense. Yeah. Because I do think Big Boy Apocalypse and that super-skrull that we saw on the test server is crazy. It's hard to get around them. So that may be the way to go. Short term, Photon, long-term, super-skrull, and Big Boy Apocalypse. I like that. All right, and later today, Nova is coming back. Now, when we first had the Nova event, it was bugged, so nobody was able to play this Nova event working correctly. Do you think it's gonna be working correctly when it comes back today, or we're gonna be playing some bugged version again of this game, or of this mode?
I suspect that it's still bugged. I don't think they...
It's been months, Mr. Hartgrave. How can he not have fixed it yet?
I don't know, man. They're really busy putting these new characters together and stuff, Cosmic Crucible rooms and so on and so forth. And I don't think that they have taken the time to make this work properly.
All right, well, let me know your guesses, Valley Club. Do you think it's going to be bugged when it comes back, or is it going to be working properly and we'll finally get to play a normal version of this? Now,
and Masters of Evil. By bugged, I mean not like the original way where it was fun bugged and like super cool. Where like
that was a fun bug.
That was
a fun bug.
I mean, like the way that they fixed it. I believe the fixed version is coming back, but not like the true version.
Yeah, so we're not getting the bugged version. We're not getting the fixed version that removes some of the scourges. We're not getting the original version. I think you think it's gonna be the fixed version that we're getting back.
That removes some of the scourges. That's actually like it's really an unpleasant play actually, because
that was not fun.
The scourges that are broken are the ones that you actually need to put on to help you get through some of the nodes.
All right. It's been months. I hope they've fixed it. Because that second version, the fixed version, it wasn't fun. It was just trash to get through. I didn't want to play that, and that's why my Novas only had 5 stars. I didn't want to go through that grind because it wasn't fun. But the fun version was cool when we had all those bug characters. Cool. I like that. Now, as far as what we need for nodes 2, 6, and 10, Masters of Evil, Quicksilver, X Factor, what did you use last time? What are you recommending people building? Because Masters of Evil pretty much did it.
Yeah.
For me, Quicksilver on a few of those nodes. I didn't use X Factor at all except for sacrifices. What did you end up using?
100%. I just went with Masters of Evil. I still have Quicksilver at level 1, so I didn't use them at all. And I have the 6-star Nova.
Okay, nice.
So
how big is your Masters of Evil for this event? Or maybe you built them up for war, but how big do you recommend building Masters of Evil for this event?
The crutch of the whole thing is going to be Kang. So the bigger your Kang, the better you're going to do. And when I did my last run, I only had only 5 red stars on Kang. I'm up to 6 now. So that's going to be much, much better. And that's what held me back from an even higher score, an even better placement. Although I'm really happy with the placement I got. Nice. The whole thing was Kang. Bigger your Kang, the bigger your score, basically.
All right, this is my Kang. How well do you think I'm going to do? It's at 312, 6 gold, 6 red. Oh yeah, Kang. All the T4s maxed out.
Okay, there you got 6 red. Oh yeah, you're going to be set.
I'm going to be good. Okay.
Yeah, you'll be good. You don't have to
I need more stars in my Nova because you know why we need Nova, right?
Oh yes, for the upcoming.
That girl, Black Cat, the arena meta, the legendary arena character, the legendary Black Cat, who I learned does not have a lot of real powers in the Marvel in the comics. So it's very confusing that someone said she has the super soldier serum. I looked it up. No, it's her outfit that does all that stuff, and she got something added by Kingpin. Why is she a legendary? Anyway, she is a legendary. She's very good. She's part of the arena meta, and to get her, you're gonna need Nova and the Nowhere team, Sinister 6. What are you building up for this? Are you building your Nowhere? Are you just building up Nova? Or are you building like your Doc Ock and Swarm and other characters that may be used later on?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a hybrid.
And, okay. What is that hybrid? I'm curious.
And I still feel that I'm going to end up with a 6-star Black Cat.
Okay.
Like I'm comfortable taking a 4-star Black Cat, but I have a feeling that I will be just fine using Nova, Star-Lord Annihilation. I believe that
you did build them up for Dark Dimension 6.
Yes, Nova and Star-Lord Annihilation are going to be Dark Dimension 6 characters for me. So I got them at level 95. I got them like tier 17, tier 16, you know, as far as they can go. And then I'm going to add to that. I have the rest of my Nowhere characters at level 1. So for me to bring them up is going to be a lot of gold, right?
Korg's going to die a lot. I'd come back to life a lot.
I guess so. I could do that. But what I'm going to do instead is I already have a lot of gear and gold invested in Green Goblin.
Okay.
And Dr. Octopus. And then Swarm is actually doing.
Swarm.
Yeah.
Now, I think we were talking last time. Are you thinking of taking him into Dark Dimension 6, or is this a bench character for you?
No, I don't think I'm going to take any of Green Goblin, Swarm, or Dr. Octopus into Dark Dimension 6. I don't mind building Dr. Octopus right now, because if I had to bet money on the future of this game, I would assume at some point we're going to get another Sinister 6 kind of iteration, and Dr. Octopus will probably be involved in that.
Well, here's a hint that I couldn't verify myself, but some people that had a Doc Ock costume said that costume had a new animation with this update. Now, I don't have the costume, so I can't verify that, but some people said that it has a new animation, and that usually is hints that characters are getting a rework. So what is your game telling you? Did that costume get a rework, or did that costume get a new animation?
Yeah, no, he's standing there and his arms are moving. You mean the animation for the costume? Oh, maybe like a new stance?
A new anime. Yeah, because remember when Spider-Man, we got some new animation for Spider-Man. We're like, what does that mean? And then later a couple months later, we got the Web Warriors coming to the game. So
I could show it on my screen there.
I can't see that.
You gotta put me in full screen. That's a big phone. I got one of these massive tablets there. There you go.
All right. Is that a new animation? I never had the costume, so I don't know if that's a normal animation or a new one.
Gotta let us know down in the comments. I'm actually not certain either, because I've never equipped it.
You've never used Doc Ock.
I like the looks of the original one better.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I
think it is different, because if you look at him in the selection screen, he has the old Dr. Octopus pose.
Okay, so it is a new screen. Oh, that could be a hint that he's getting a rework, because usually they don't go and invest dev hours into doing a whole new animation for a character that hasn't been touched in a while. It's not going to be touched in a while. So yeah, maybe Doc Ock is getting a rework sometime soon.
But yeah, and if not soon, I feel like at some point during the lifespan of this game, they are going to touch Dr. Octopus again. He's too much of an iconic character to not mess around with. So,
why would they make a whole costume for him and not, I don't know. I actually take that back. There's a lot of costumes that are useless in the game. So
another good reason to mess around with Dr. Octopus, as opposed to any other character that you don't have built for this. Like if you already have it built, then go with Nowhere. Like, don't get me wrong. If you have Nowhere built, well, Nowhere is absolutely going to be the best.
I already put some gear on them for that last event a couple events ago. For them,
100%. So. That's the team. But another good thing about Dr. Octopus is he's tech. I went and counted up all the meta characters that I had built to gear tier 16 and above, and by far was the least utilized. I had the most tech gear available. So
is that a legendary possibility for you then? And is it the tech stuff?
Yeah,
even though he might not be a great character?
I guess I could end up taking Dr. Octopus up to tier 18. I mean, I'm so far away from the legendary section of Dark Dimension 6 that I'm not thinking about it right now. But yeah, especially if a rework comes around, Dr. Octopus could totally be.
If there's a rework, that means he's going to have some important value in the game. I'm just thinking right now, it might be cheap. So that might be one of your cheap options at this point, just based on the tech gear. So we'll see what happens. But it looks like maybe Dr. Octopus is getting a rework.
Yeah.
All right. Now, there was some notes in update 7.2 about Teal Origin challenges. Well, we got update 7.3. That did not happen. When are we going to get the new Teal Origin challenge that were supposed to happen in update 7.2? And we got a response from Cerebro after this update drops. we owe you an update on this, which we'll announce soon. So I guess they forgot about it, or they missed it, or the schedule didn't line up, but we're getting more Teal Origin challenges, so that's good.
I want to say this, Cerebro owes me a personal explanation on this because all month I have been saving my challenges until after like the final reset, just in case they are updated so I don't lose a day of them. And I've done that for an entire month. So yeah, I want that announcement now.
Jeez. All right. I'm glad I forgot about this. I'm glad the community is on top of this. It reminded this morning. Someone reminded Cerebro and Reddit. So I totally forgot about this. So this is good. The community is staying on top of this. Yeah, we are owed Teal Challenges. We need this. We need an update 7.3 plus some interest because it was supposed to happen a while ago. So yeah, that should make us some stuff. All right. Next thing. This is also from Cerebro. And this is what he says. Let me move this down a little bit more. As of right now, they've stated they're done with them indefinitely. And talking about gold orb events specifically, it goes so far as to say go and open them. A lot of CCs open theirs live, so viewers are breathing a little easier on seeing theirs. And Cerebro does say I can confirm the indefinitely part, and have also opened all of my gold and training orbs. I have not, but I'm opening them as I need them. So I usually just let them sit. But if I run out of training materials, I open them 10 at a time. Same thing with the gold. So I have not opened mine, but it does look like they're going away. Now, there was a chart for the Asgard 2004 event, which is starting next week. It was a kind of advanced chart. It did say in there the scoring for opening gold orbs. As of the data mines and confirmed by Archangel, that was an old chart. There's no gold opening for that. So if you want to open your gold orbs, you can. Are you opening your gold orbs? Or are you just waiting till you need them?
All right, here's the thing. I'm going to believe them about the indefinitely thing on the gold and training orbs. And nobody liked that, especially the top spenders, really didn't like gold and training orbs opening events. However, my follow-up question would be, are you ever going to do gold spending or training material spending event? And until that gets the indefinitely not doing it moniker, I'm still not going to open my gold orbs or training orbs because it's easier to not spend them.
You could open it. You just don't have to spend it.
It's easier to not spend them if I don't have it on hand.
That's why I don't open my gold orbs either. You know, I think I'm going to spend them all. I'm going to spend them all if I have them all that open. If I have like 20,000 gold, 20 million gold and no gold orbs, it's going to get spent. But if I have to regulate that, it gets spent a little less.
And you have to also assure me that you are also indefinitely not going to rework orbs, training orbs, because there is no chance that you will raise the amount of gold that you have in my account, but there is a very small possibility that at some point they could buff the gold orb, and then hoarding the gold orb would then pay off as it has in the past. Now, it's been years. It's been literal years since they buffed that gold orb, but you know, that's possible. Now, they could also just release a gold orb 2 and phase out the gold orb 1, but I don't know.
It doesn't seem like they're doing either of those. It doesn't seem like another gold orb's coming. It doesn't seem like they're updating that because they've done so many things to get more gold into the economy without doing anything to that gold orb. You know, we have the war changes. We've had gold from a few different things. We've had some calendars with gold. So it seems like they're giving us more gold, but I don't think they're going to update those gold orbs. I think it creates a lot of other problems. People have been hoarding them for a while. And yeah, I think that creates a lot of other problems. Having another gold orb 2 would create some problems as well. So I don't think they're, but I do see more gold happening, but I'm with you. I'm not opening them right now.
Look, this is the explanation.
I'm not disciplined.
When people ask me or accuse me of being a whale or kraken or whatnot, they don't understand just how stubborn I am. Like, I am so stubborn. That's how I'm ahead, guys. That's how I'm doing it. I don't have fun playing this game. I play this game like a total maniac, okay? So,
and that has to be fun, though. Sometimes when you get to be a maniac, it's fun.
Sometimes,
no? Okay.
I mean, look, the day that I get to finally open my like 500 premium orbs is going to be interesting. I'm going to say it's going to be interesting. Because
I used to hoard those also. I've been opening all of mine as soon as I get them.
I'm waiting for the featured character to change. I'm dead certain that at some point, Icarus and Cersei are not going to be the featured character. And I'm saving my premium orbs for that day. This is not the fun way to play the game. So I definitely, I think regular players out there, if you want to open your gold orbs and training orbs, like, I'm not going to make fun of you. I think it's a great idea. Like, it looks fine.
That's the great thing, though. You could play the game how you want. You could hoard, you could open everything, and there's no real wrong way as long as you're having fun. I think you're doing it wrong because you're not having fun. But other than that, you can play the game how you want.
Well, I do want you to know that I'm winning.
Well, that's fun, right? Is that fun at least? Is winning fun at least?
No, it's not fun.
But it's not. Wait, what is?
But I want you to know that it's happening. I want you to know that I'm winning.
Okay.
But it's not fun for me.
Oh my goodness. Well, I win sometimes and I'm having fun. So I'm the opposite. All right. Now we have a new campaign coming. It is the Light Wars. Assemble a top squad with a limited time energize trait for Miss Marvel Hard Light event campaign. We've obviously tested her on the test server. She is a huge, important part of these secret defenders. Yeah, she's a tank. If you can't get through Miss Marvel, you're in trouble because she is very, very tanky. This is an event I'm going to go hard on. Now, what kind of event do you think this is going to be? Normally, campaign events in the past have been very, very good. Recently, they've been not as good. What do you think star level prediction for free-to-play players with this event? 4 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars like we've had in the past? Easy 6 or 7 like some have claimed in the past as well. Where do you think we're going to get with this Miss Marvel with this event?
All right, so Miss Marvel is like a super Wong. If you guys remember how Wong was back in the day, like Miss Marvel is like just a kicked up version of that. So I think what we're going to get, I think they're going to redo the Cosmo. I hope they don't redo the Cosmo event campaign where we only got 7 days. I hope we get 14 days with it, but I kind of think we're getting that 7 days.
So if we get the 7 days, as long as they double it, that would be fine. But they didn't double it for the Cosmo, like you were saying. We got 7. We just got half.
We got half. So free to play is going to get 3 stars, and if you're dumping 600 cores a day, then you're going to get 4 stars. And I would recommend doing that because this character is nuts.
600 cores a day.
600 cores a day. You can do it. You can do it, guys. Guys, look, in the comments, they're already like, you're a whale, you're a Kraken. I'm like, no. And you don't have to be. Get a 6,000 free cores a month.
I got 4,000 and I haven't bought cores for a long time. This is just from not spending them.
There it is.
So this is the one I should spend on, Mr. Hartgrave.
Yes, this is the one. This
all
is
in on her.
Yeah, that's what you do. You wait for something important like this, or like Spider Weaver was another good example. And you burn the 600 cores a day during one of these events. And
all right. So there's a power core spending event coming up in just a few hours. Don't be caught in that trap.
I was looking at this one. I don't think it's that thrilling to get down to the bottom of this one. Well, it's very thrilling to get down to the very bottom of this one, but I don't think that can be done without.
Let's look at it.
Without money. I think you're going to need money to get down to 20.
I'm happy if I get this. So as long as I can spend 200 cores a day and get this, I'll be happy. The second reset charge is what I'm talking about. Now, all this stuff would be awesome, but just knowing how they do these numbers, it's going to be very, very grindy to get this last part there. So I'll be happy with this. But yeah, if it comes and is within reach as we're getting towards the end of the event, I'll push. But yeah, I like that idea. Save power cores. All right, we got some new data mines, Mr. Hartgrave. We've got a bunch of new data mines with this update. I'm going to talk about some of the important ones, and that is for the event for your favorite secret defender, Photon. Now, she is going to have a blitzing event. So this is the Asgard 2004 event. As you can see with these data mines, no gold opening like there was with the advanced blog that we got. Score points for this milestone by battling in blitz. Bonus points for using select characters or using power cores, and there's a web milestone associated with this. This one is very confusing because I don't know what to use this on. It says use blitz credits to earn progress in the web milestone for Catalyst Parts Teal Gear Elite 4 credits. I have no idea what the hell to use my blitz credits on. There's nothing appealing to me in the blitz store. Do you think they're going to do something like they did with the arena credits where we get some good stuff to buy with the blitz credits? Because I'm looking at the store right now. The Blitz Orb, I don't need. I don't need any purple gear. None of this stuff is valuable for me. The supply section, I mean, maybe war boosts and defensive boosts, but orange gear for these characters, this is nothing. So what are you going to do with this event, Mr. Hartgrave?
There's no way they're going to let you just spend the Blitz credits because we have way too many. All of us just have way too many.
There's nothing for me to spend. I don't want purple gear.
Yeah, no, I don't think I think they're going to have offers in the store that cost Blitz credits. So I think it'll be good because the arena one was good. It lets you.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Now, there is a leaderboard attached to this. It says 2004 leaderboard, earn rewards such as a 7 red star Nova. This is a money event. This is one that they want to make a lot of money on. Mutant gear tier 18 pieces. Yeah, this is some big rewards here.
That's weird.
What do you think the cutoff for the 7 Nova is going to be? The top 1 per layer? The top 10 players? Who do you think is going to get this? And what do you think the normal players are going to get with this leaderboard?
I have a really hard time even believing this because I don't think they've ever given out red stars on a Scourge legendary through a leaderboard.
Well, these are data mines, right? These are data mines. It's mentioned multiple times in multiple data mines across multiple game modes. So it's in the game files right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to be final. I think we'll see the final thing tomorrow in the blog post because this event is supposed to be starting next week.
Yeah, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I'm not going to speculate anything right now.
All right, we'll see what happens. Now, we do have the schedule of our quick Rumble Blitzes. Now, we know Sinister Six is the first one. That's starting tomorrow. But the rest of them, Nowhere, Black Order, Eternals, which is kind of weird. There's only 2 Eternals right now, and Weapon X. Does this affect you at all, or these quick rumbles are so easy? It's like, yeah, cool. Let's just do a few rotations.
They really are easy. I hope they adjust the Eternal one to so that you don't have to interact with it more than usual.
That's if we look at what it says for that, the name of that in the blog post that lines up with that is Endless Time.
Okay.
Or Dark Age. No, Endless Time. Killing Time would be Weapon X. Endless Time would be Eternals. The Black Order is Dark Ages, and Nowhere is Time and Space. So that's what the names of these are. And Sinister 60 Seconds, obviously, is the Marauders and things like that. Yeah. So, it's Sinister 6, excuse me. It is spoiler warning time. We're going to talk about the season finale of Secret Invasion. So if you have not seen that, spoiler warning. All right. So if someone hasn't seen that season finale of Secret Invasion, are they missing out on a lot, Mr. Hartgrave?
No, I think you can tire. This is one of the first Marvel series you can really skip hard.
Yeah, no.
On here.
What did they do with Gaia? She's now the most powerful thing in the MCU. She has Captain Marvel and all those other DNAs that she has the powers of. Why did they do that to this character?
I don't know what's happening here. And yeah, as I suspected, they did super-skrull, but not like fun. Super-skrull from the Fantastic Four, in my opinion, was fun. This was, I don't know, I guess it was kind of fun to like look at the powers and try to figure out whose powers they were taking or whatnot. But there were no like verbal call outs to anything. I don't know. It just,
I guess my major problem with this, Mr. Hartgrave, is we have these 2 characters fighting the main battle. And these are 2 brand new characters. Characters that we don't have a relationship with. But let me suggest something to you. What if they switched it? What if Nick Fury went and fought Gravik and Gaia went and rescued the president from Rhodey? Would that have been a better ending? Because Nick Fury, the star of the show, is actually fighting the main bad guy, and Gaia's in the secondary battle. But they have Nick Fury in the secondary battle. They have Gaia in the main battle. It just seemed weird to me. Would you have enjoyed it more if they flip-flopped who fought who?
I don't need him to do the fight, but I need him to be there to call out the things that are happening so that it's interesting, because Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, is an interesting person. So that would help me enjoy the sequence. As it was just like a bunch of computer effects on the screen, and I tried to enjoy it for what it was, but it just, I had no emotional connection to this.
It wasn't very strong for me either.
Yeah, not a fan of this series. I usually try to force at least one person in my family to watch these things with me, and I just didn't even do it for this. I was like, nah, there's like nothing here.
Yeah, my wife, I watched it with kids first. My wife was like, oh, did you guys see Secret Invaders? I mean, Secret
whatever.
Well, normally I watch this. Let me start this over. Yeah, so normally I watch this with the kids. Yeah, I agree. So I watched this with the kids, and my wife was asking me, hey, did you guys watch it? I was like, yeah, but don't worry, you don't have to. You're not missing much. But I guess the good thing is we are getting another series coming to Disney Plus, and I think it's going to be good. Loki season 2. How hyped are you for that show?
I wanted you to look at the costume that we got for Loki and just tell me what's going on here. You know,
I love it.
New costume that's in the game. Can you pull it up on the screen?
Yes, I can. I love this costume. Look at this. Look at that. He's a dapper individual. Look at that hat.
Now, is this based off of his look in the show? Because I haven't seen this look in the show.
It says Loki season 2. So first appearance in Marvel Studios Loki 2023 is what it says. Same thing for the Sylvie costume as well. So, but
I want you. Does this remind you of anyone? Perhaps this look. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got chills looking at it. I felt like I was looking in a mirror. I mean, I just kind of felt like
it reminds me of somebody. I can't quite place my finger on it. I mean, maybe if you remove the bowler hat, I'd be like, oh, it reminds me of somebody, but I can't place quite my finger on it, Mr. Hartgrave. Who? I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys, because I'm drawing a blank who it reminds me of. I mean, this one is obviously somebody, but this one, yeah, looks good. Looks very, very good. All right, but that is it. That is it for the news. That is it for what is coming up in the MCU. I think this is going to be a good update. Obviously, there's some issues. Oh. We've lost Mr. Hartgrave.
I dropped again.
Don't worry. That was a good cutting point anyway. That was a good cutting point.
God.
All right. Well, that is it, Mr. Hartgrave. That is it for Marvel Strike Force Update 7.3. Everything coming up. Not everything dropped with the update, but those are things that are coming up within Update 7.3 and the MCU. So, any final thoughts, my brother?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm waiting for Ghost Rider. I'm waiting patiently for my Ghost Rider. Then I'll be happy, maybe momentarily, and maybe I'll make a video about it.
Oh, I'm waiting to see how bad this Nova event is going to be. Hopefully it's fixed and it's working like it's supposed to, but I hope we don't get this broken version of this Nova event. That'd be horrible. Lazy devs if we get the broken version back. I mean, they had months to fix this thing, and it's, I'm not going to be happy if it's broken again.
I'm so annoyed with it as a content creator because I make videos about the Scourges. I do like kind of how-to guides on the Scourges, right? Yeah. And I can't make one for this because they haven't released the official version of it yet. I'm just, oh my God, guys.
Will they ever release the full version? I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is free. It helps out the channel. And hit that notification bell so you know as soon as a new video goes up. And if you're listening to the podcast version of this, make sure to give it a great review on whatever platform you're listening to. Mr. Hartgrave, once again, thanks for joining me. The links to his channel are going to be down below, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Are you ready for the Hulk fist bump?
You know I am, Valley.
All right. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin, Mr. Hartgrave out. Have a great rest of your day, guys.